When it comes to funnel building, there are two misconceptions we need to get out of the way. Number one, you don't need fancy software in order to have a wildly successful funnel. And number two, you don't even need to have your own product or service yet. So timestamps below, along with some other helpful videos to actually building out your funnel, including this one that goes through click by click every single detail you need to know to build out this funnel. So here's the funnel diagram that we'll be going through. Like all funnels, it starts with traffic. And so we won't cover that here. We'll go ahead and kick things off with the storefront of your funnel, the very first place where your prospects and potential customers will interact with your funnel. And that's of course going to be your landing page. Now, the only reason the landing page works and this entire funnel works in the first place is actually going to be the second step, and that is your lead magnet. And this is what you are offering in exchange for that contact information. After all, no one's going to just enter their name and email for the heck of it, right? They need to have a reason. And when someone hits your landing page, you're going to want to offer them the lead magnet, not your product, service, or affiliate offer, and I'm kind of giving something away there. And then once they've gone through your lead magnet, you'll have a simple 5 to 7 email sequence that drives them to a sales page. Now, this is where the third big misconception with sales funnels comes in, and that is you don't have to have a 2.5 hour, 90-minute presentation in order to sell things online. And yes, text-based sales letters still work. You can go as short as 7 minutes with some of our offers and they still convert. Now, obviously, we're not going to sell a $300 course in a 7-minute video. The offers are definitely way less than $100. But it just goes to show you don't have to spend a tremendous amount of time crafting this beautiful looking webinar, this really long video or sales page in order to be successful. And then of course, that sales page will link to whatever checkout software or checkout solution you use. And then of course, your product or service at the very end. Now, number two that I talked about at the beginning is you don't actually need this last part of the funnel at all. You can just completely do away with it and put an affiliate offer there instead. Now, all an affiliate offer is instead of offering your product or service on your sales page, you offer someone else's product or service on your sales page, and then you receive a commission if that offer winds up being sold to that person. And what's so powerful about building your funnel this way is you get to test your traffic, your landing pages, try out different lead magnets, which we'll go through in a moment, and then also try your hand at email marketing and put together some simple sales videos to drive traffic to this affiliate offer. And you are going to be able to spend all your time optimizing your sales funnel without spending all that time and energy creating a product or service that you don't even know if people want. And what's really cool is once you find a combination of lead magnet, landing page, ads, and emails that works, all you have to do is switch out the affiliate link for your product or service, and now you're creating a product or service that you know already converts. You have an entire funnel that is working for you, and you're probably making money while you're building your product or service and optimizing your funnel. So go ahead and hit that like button if you're getting some value. Now let's go ahead and dive into the nitty-gritty of how we actually power this whole funnel, and that's going to be your lead magnet. Now, there are a lot of different ways you can do lead magnets. You can create a mini video series, you can do a webinar, special trainings, you can put together Excel sheets like trackers and calculators and calendars, which is my personal favorite because I'm a bit of an Excel nerd. But my personal favorite when it comes to lead magnets is going to be a text-based one because they are so quick to actually create. It's very, very easy to create lots of different types of these lead magnets relatively quickly, and you're not going to have to worry about spending weeks, if not months, putting together a really long webinar. I'm going to keep harping on webinars because they're so popular, and you just don't need to put all that time and energy into a video like that when a simple PDF or simple Excel sheet will do. So I'll link up in the cards and the description to a full-blown video that goes through all different types of lead magnet ideas. But here we'll just go rapid fire through 4 that you can try out for your funnel. You can make an audit, a template, a report, or a resource guide. So with an audit, all you're doing is magnifying the mess that someone has in front of them. So as an example, we used to offer a analytics checklist, so someone could go through their Google Analytics account and they could see some settings that they probably wanted to change. And then at the end of that PDF, we actually started talking about some more advanced things like data layers and CSS editing, and of course jumping into HTML. Now obviously someone who is brand new to analytics and marketing, they probably don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, and that's where we had a call to action to book a strategy call with us to learn more about our service. But what's most important about your audit is that the first part of your audit allows them to actually take action and be successful in changing some of their behavior, or in our case, changing some settings so they started to see some immediate success. Now, the second type we have here is, of course, going to be a template. And this is where you actually start the work for your ideal customer. Now, a really popular one among Instagrammers is offering a template of their presets, right? And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a document, and it could be something as simple as, hey, here are the 5 or 6 emails that I like to use for my sales funnels, right? And it can be in the form of scripts as well. So when you're thinking about templates, you just want to think about how can I actually start the work for my ideal customer. And of course, we'll get to how we bridge the gap between these lead magnets and your sales message and when we talk about the rapport sequence. So the next type, of course, we have here is the report. And this is just where you do a bunch of research. You put on your research hat. And as an example here, you could have a dividend report, right? Where you go and you find the best income dividend stocks. And then you say, here are the 5 that I think you should invest in. And you save people hours, if not weeks of research. And you just say, these are the best ones. And speaking of saving people from research, resource list is kind of the same thing. The only difference here is you're sharing the resources that you like using, whether it's camera gear, whether it's software, or just a simple list of this is what I like to take when I go hiking or camping, or I'm trying to shoot on location. I'm staring at a camera, so all the examples just keep coming up with filming, but of course you apply it to your own niche or industry. So when it comes to lead magnets, I highly recommend you create multiple, because you want to be able to test multiple lead magnets, because this is going to be the biggest factor in your landing page's success. So let's go ahead and talk about the landing page now. Link up again in the cards in the description, full-blown video on how to do all the copywriting. And of course, you have that funnel builder guide to how to actually build that landing page. But all you need to do on the landing page is follow something simple called the AIDA framework, and it stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. So you want to grab attention with your headline, clearly communicating why the lead magnet is going to be valuable to your ideal customer or prospect. Then you're going to build some interest with 3 or 5 bullet points. For some reason, odd numbered bullet points works well, so that's why I don't say 3, 2, 5. Either have 3 bullet points or 5 bullet points. I don't know, that's just our psychology for some reason. So 3 or 5 bullet points talking about how the lead magnet is going to break through roadblocks for them and be valuable to them. And again, we're talking all about the lead magnet on the landing page. No mention of your product or service yet. And then you can build some desire through the form of testimonials or social proof. Of course, most of us don't have that yet, so you are totally okay to put a picture of yourself and quote yourself. And this is something that I actually still do to this day, because I find it just humanizes the landing page and lets people know who they are giving their contact information to. And then, of course, the call to action. I recommend just ask for the email. Unless you really need the name for something, or you're doing something really fancy with your email marketing software that I don't recommend doing it anyway, then you just need the email, because you can always get more contact information later. And once you have that email, it's time to start sending out some automated emails. Now, I recommend using MailerLite, so I'll link up in the description to where you can check out their free plan. If you do decide to upgrade, we receive a small commission as a way to support this channel and content. Now, you can use MailerLite, you can use ConvertKit, or you can use GetResponse. Those are my favorite 3 as of the recording of this video. You know, software is always changing, but MailerLite is the only one that allows you to automatically send emails on their free plan. And what you want to do is, of course, send them the lead magnet immediately, right? Give them access to what they asked for. And don't try anything else at this point, because this is a so critical point in the relationship you have with your potential customer here, because they've given you their contact information and they probably have no idea who you are. And so you're going to be judged heavily on how good the lead magnet is and whether or not you even give it. Because I'm pretty sure you, like me, have gone to some landing pages, entered your name and email, and not gotten what you asked for, or gotten like 20 sales pitches before you actually got what you asked for. So give people what they ask for, and then the rest of your email sequence, you can actually start seeding the value or benefit of checking out your sales page. So when you're driving traffic to your sales page from your emails, they should always link to the same sales page, and they should only talk about what is being offered or delivered on that sales page. So you want to talk only about the sales page and the sales message. You don't want to talk about the product or service that is sold on the sales page. Now, I know that seems a little weird, but it's the same thing we did on the landing page where we only talk about the lead magnet. So each step in your funnel, you only talk about the next step. You don't talk about the end goal. Yes, we want to sell that affiliate offer. We have our product or service, but we're only going to talk about what the next baby step is because we want those little micro commitments. We're not going to put on our landing page, hey, buy our $3,000, super cool service where we do everything for you. Like, nobody's ready for that yet. So we're going to build up to it. And we'll get to how to put together the sales message in a moment. And if you want to learn more about this particular email sequence, again, you can check out that video where we go super in depth, everything you need to know in putting this together. So all of those emails, except for the first one, are going to have a link, preferably in the PS section or the last couple paragraphs of your email, to the sales page, which is going to be the final part of this process that we'll talk about. And when it comes to your sales page, it is so easy to overthink this, which is why I recommend a 5 to 20 minute video, absolute max, probably somewhere in the 10 to 15 minute mark, where you share a personal strategy for success, helping them overcome a roadblock or achieve a specific result. And there are some nuances, of course, and sales copy techniques, and I'll get to where you can get that for pennies on the dollar. But when it comes to the actual video, please don't try and make a webinar. I know I sound like a broken record, but that seems to be really popular. You don't need to make a 45-minute VSL, and please don't try and do live webinars when you are going right off the bat. I can tell you from personal experience doing hybrid webinars and having to show up to those 4 or 5 times a day. That was no fun, especially when there was only 1 or 2 people on the webinar. So you're just kind of sitting there and in the chat with like 1 or 2 people when you could be doing something really much more important with your time. So go ahead and make sure you create a short video. And if your affiliate offer is a course, all you need to do is talk about some of the things you learned, 2 or 3 big takeaways, and then the results you were able to achieve as a result of applying those takeaways, right? We always want application and demonstration in how someone can get there. And if you're wondering how to put all of this together, just check out the book, The Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy. You can get it for less than 20 bucks on Amazon. You don't need any sort of fancy copywriter course. This will give you all the information you need to write your first sales letter or write your first sales video. It goes through all of the basics that you need. Scientific Advertising is another great resource, and that one I think is actually free now because their copyright ran out on it. But you don't have to spend lots of money on a copywriting course. Please don't when you're first starting out building your funnel. And as we wrap up here, here's an example of what the sales page might look like. Less is more on the sales page. And if you're writing out a script for your sales letter and you haven't recorded it yet, you can go ahead and take that script and just modify it and put it on the page as a text sales letter. Text-based sales letter while you're working on recording. So one of the most important things I can say as we go through this entire process is just get it out, get it done as quickly as possible. That's why you shouldn't wait until your product or service is ready. That's why you shouldn't wait until you have a really polished sales letter or making a really polished lead magnet. And there's no reason you can't get a minimum viable sales funnel up and running in the next week or so. Just choose one of those lead magnet ideas that are text-based, put together a simple landing page, and start offering it, start promoting it. Even if you've only written 1 or 2 emails where you just say, hey, here's the lead magnet and hey, check out my other offer here, that's okay. What's most important is you get in the game and you start driving traffic and you start your sales funnel building process. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video. Most importantly, you have a path to getting up and running as quickly as possible. Hit that like button, subscribe for more sales funnel videos just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.